How are you guys doing this morning?
Mhm.
Joe, are you with us this morning?
Yes, I am.
I'm gonna start calling you out.
Not fair.
Morning. Oh, you know what? You know why I couldn't see that chat yesterday? Because I had the YouTube like minimized. So
Oh,
so the chat part was like not available. So,
gotcha.
yeah. Because I was like, why didn't I see it? Why didn't I see his chat when I was online? And that's the reason why. All right, let me minimize this. I'm only working with 2 screens, guys, so just give me a second. I'm trying to put everything where I can see it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, can you guys see my screen here? Were you able to get out your position yesterday with him?
Which one?
I don't know. I think you were in SPY.
Spy one? Oh, you know what? I was so busy in training all day. So I didn't even look because I know it must have expired.
Yeah, you just let it run out.
Yeah, I just didn't bother, honestly.
All right, guys. So I had to recalculate the levels because support and resistance recalculates as the market moves. So this was the next level of resistance here for SPY this morning. So, and they're kind of on top of the resistance, but SPY is going crazy right now.
I know. Yesterday I couldn't believe Spy pulled that, man.
Yeah, it broke out of this level here. It came back, tested the 200 MA, and then it was going again. But the fact that we broke above this level 436, this is the strong indication that we have a lot of strength here.
Mhm.
So, yeah, they're trying to push through the ceiling too. Look at this.
Yep.
This is like a mini bullish flag here. I mean, it's only on the 30-minute chart, but you can see,
Still, yes.
yeah, the push. You can even see the push above. It's a lot of strength here right now. If they push through this wall here, I mean, we're looking at we're gonna have to calculate the next level up.
Well, they're almost at 438 right now, so
Yeah, they're coming up on this. You see this doji right here created resistance. Next
yeah.
candle opens up. It could be a continuation or it could be a reversal. But looking how they're moving, it looks like, and I mean, this is all small. It's only on the hourly time frame, but still, they created this doji here.
Yeah. Powell spoke at 2:30 a.m. this morning.
That's probably why he pushed it up.
Well, I was thinking it would be too soon to get the market reaction now.
I mean, pre-market, you'll get reaction pre-market.
Yeah.
But you're right, it'll probably be more moves like when the market opens because a
Yeah.
lot of those orders will be hashed out.
Yeah. And we have a few, like GDP and initial home sales pending coming up. So,
What time?
let me see. One sec. Thursday at 8:30, you have initial jobless claims and GDP. And then at 10 a.m., you have home sales, pending home sales.
I don't really, do you know if it will affect the markets?
Or maybe GDP, but
That's the one at 10.
yeah. And sometimes the others kind of have like a mild effect. It all depends. Those days you just never know because nothing goes according to norm anymore.
Yeah. All right, so we closed right here yesterday, but you can see we're already way up here. So if we keep this volume, we're right here, which is at the top, 437.8. So opening up like this is indication like up here. So we'll be opening up higher than yesterday's close.
Yeah.
So these levels I created here to see how far we want to push up before like a pullback comes. But here, so if we can push through this resistance, which is the resistance that we've all like kind of been eyeing here,
Yeah.
then the next level's up here. Let's take this down a little bit because it was like 436. No, it's good. Here, 36, 37, 39. Good morning, Londa.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Landell.
I'm just looking at these prices to make sure that it's pretty accurate.
Okay.
And what I'm looking for is I'm looking at the amount of touches where these candles were closing at, and I'm looking at previous price action stuff that's been happening like up here. So you could see how this was support here. And you can see how the candle closed on top of it, candle closed on top of here, candle closed on top of here as well, right? And here too. So this is, I'm using this as the support over here. So that's why I drew it back to the support here. And this was, a resistance wall. And then here, same thing. It was resistance wall here. It was support right there, but it was resistance wall here, strong resistance wall. You can see the close, trying to push through here. So this would be the next resistance here that is trying to break through. And then I'm up here and I could see that this area was a support area.
Yeah.
Maybe that might be a little better right there. So here it was touching on top of here, it was support here. So this is 439.5. All right. So these are the levels I got here. So right now we're heading up. You can already see it. We pulled back to the 431 and we just kind of been running since. That's where we reversed that. So we broke above here, broke above here now, we're sitting up here. So this is the next level of resistance, which is 439.7. So my theory is if we get up here and we break this wall, we just got to create a new ceiling. And of course, support and resistance will recalculate as the market moves, but eventually these lower time frames, guys, they will pull back, and it might be like a mini pullback. So if we get here to the ceiling, 439.65, and this is where we choose to pull back, it will most likely head to the next floor. If we reject here at open, then we're looking at here. So that's how we can maneuver through this price right now, especially for day trading. But right now, we are in a breakout on the higher time frames, and we also reversed at 431. So we know that we have to understand that there's a lot of strength in the market right now. So we have to keep that in mind, okay? So that's kind of where we are with SPY, is I just want to create these zones here because with this amount of strength and how we appear to be opening up, I mean, it's only 8 o'clock. We still have an hour and a half, but to like how we appear to be opening up, we could burst through this ceiling because you can already see they're trying to push above it. They're trying to push above the ceiling. So if we do, we just have to create the next ceiling, which is here. Okay. And then if we don't bust through the ceiling, we will most likely take it back to the floor here, which was the area that we just busted through. You can see this breakout here at 431. We came up here on the ceiling at 436, consolidated, 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 tried to break out, rejected, and then we had a breakout. Now we're holding it. So it's now new support. It was resistance before, and it's now new support. And we knew that if we broke above 436, that was signals and signs for more forward momentum. Because when these price areas break through, that's what gives us signal or signs, right? So that's kind of where we're at here with SPY this morning. So just be careful. You can see on the hour, we've been overbought, right? So even though we have strength there, and I can still see strength even in this overbought position, we got to be careful because, and then, most likely it'll continue to keep running because of the amount of strength, but just be careful because small pullbacks are necessary because in these lower time frames, they have to make patterns. Because let's look at the 15-minute. What about 86 there? About 78. So yeah, we still got a lot of room though. 73, it's just our 1 hour. 78. 78. So yeah, we still have a lot more room to run. All right, let's look at SQQQ.
Oh.
Yeah, you can see how we're below these zones here. So we had it up here because over here last week, we started here at the low of 1873. We brought it all the way back to the top of this area here. You can see how these zones, why we draw these zones here. So you can see where we started here, right below the zone came. We had a little ceiling, which was our first resistance level. Bam, bam, bam. Then they broke through the ceiling, came up, touched the next ceiling. But SQQQ was pretty weak. We came back down here to the floor, fell above, then we broke back above it, stayed above it, and then now we're back below it again. Okay. But this shows you that when you create these levels, generally you hold these areas, right? Typically, but when the stock overall is weak, you can't really depend on them. They're like unreliable.
Right. Yes.
It's like having a friend that's unreliable.
Yeah.
I think whenever we see like consolidation like that, it's like the market is waiting on catalysts to determine what
to make
it's going to do. Because all the indications yesterday morning was like, that we were having a little pullback, and that SQQ was forming a bullish trend, bullish signal and everything. And then they had that announcement at 10 o'clock, and boom, opposite direction. They invalidated all the signs. And then today, I think, at 8:30, they have like jobless claims coming out. They have Fed speaking at 2:30. It's going to be a wild day.
Yeah.
Well, and then they had something at 10 a.m. too. What would it be?
Home sale.
Yeah, I think Londell, the 2:30 happened already. Powell spoke at 2:30 a.m. this morning. It's not p.m., it was a.m.
2:30, who speaks at 2:30 a.m.? What the hell?
I know, right? He already spoke. That was Powell, man.
Where was he? He was in a different time zone.
Who the heck knows? I don't know.
2:30, are you sure? 2:30 a.m. Jeez.
Yep, so it happened already. So we'll see when the market opens what it's gonna do.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Y'all bringing this to my attention. Yeah, 2:30 a.m. That's crazy.
Yep.
I mean, even at 2:30, I mean, if you're in the West, that's only 3 hours ahead. So that would still be around what, 12, 11, 12, 1, 2.
Yeah, that's still late. Yeah,
Unless you're the other
that's
side
like
of the world.
11:30 p.m.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
Interesting.
yeah, so you guys, you can see we're still below the 200 MA. Like I said, even though you're breaking through these areas here, and we want to hold this area right here. It's been holding. See how it was holding since last week, right? When we broke through it, we kind of been holding this wall, but we're falling back through it again, right? We're falling back through it again. We can't get out of the zone here, but this is like having an unreliable friend, right? You have a friend and like you can't really depend on them too much.
That's fine.
Yeah, because overall we're weak. SQQQ is weak, right? So
Mhm.
you know that even though they're like fighting between these zones, they're very heavy bearish momentum. Okay. But I do see like, I mean, we are far down here. I mean, we got to the point at 5.26. Now we're at 12. And you know, what we know is that when we come down, we must come up. When we come up, we must come down. That we know that principle, even here. When this came down, we came up a little bit, but we've been below this level here, this 50. So this is signaling weakness. And this was higher, a little bit lower, even lower, but we're getting exhausted down here, you know? So,
Mm.
all right, so let's go back to our morning. And remember, we cannot like even like I haven't changed these levels in SQQQ. I don't know if you guys noticed since we started back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can't really change the levels until you have some movement.
Do
And we
something.
haven't, yeah, we've just been consolidating between these levels here for the last week. So it's like SQQQ can't freaking break out of this area here. And we're still here.
Spike is keeps going up.
Yeah, and I'm like recalculating the levels in SPY pretty, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm doing it every day.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's very slow movement here, but we're still in between these levels. So this is your next level of support, which is 19.2. So if we make it down here to this next level, then of course, you know, it'll be a reverse in SPY. But only thing you have to do, and even if we pull back, you just got to calculate your levels. If SPY falls, if SPY hits the ceiling that we just enforced, and then if they're ready to pull back, you know, you just take it to the next floor. You see how they're going to move. If they fall below it, it'll go to the next floor. But SQQQ will tell you what SPY wants to do because you'll see the strength in SQQQ. So,
Yeah.
And you can see here, we're just rejecting this freaking 200 MA. Even when right here, we rejected it at this high of 23.29, came down below, tried to burst through it. It was a fake out, rejected again, and we've been below this 200 MA. So right now with SQQQ, we're fighting around this 200 MA, and you can see previous history, we've been rejecting it. Right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at with them here. It's like I can't really do nothing. You can see, and this is a bearish pattern. This is the 4 hour. You can see that we're pointing down here. You got this little M creating. But again, here, this is your support area. And you can see that we've been holding this area. I'm on the 4 hour right now. But even the last time I got here, it would hit a low of 18.73, and they didn't fall below it. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, so this is the low, 18.73. We're heading back down to the next low. So falling below this 18.73 will probably cause a lot of selling here with SQQQ unless they hold it. And if they hold it, then, you know, of course, SPY will be going in the opposite direction. And so we're coming back down on this low here, this low of 18.73. We're close to it. We're at 19.49 right now. Just like when we were close to it here, we came up. We got close to it here, we came up. We tried to come up here, but it rejected this wall here, and now it's below it. So we're back below this level here. We were below the level here, consolidated, and we was kind of below it again, came back up, then kind of below it, came back up, now below it again. And as you see, once we get below this level, it generally picks back up, right? Unless it's ready to fall through. It's ready to fall through. Prepare. Prepare for war. All right. Let's take a look at this freaking Energizer bunny here.
I know.
She's insane.
I want to rerun, man.
Restart.
Yes, so we could
Can I
benefit.
get a restart? Can I get a restart around 150?
Yes.
Can we take it back to when it was around 150? So we can
You know, when it just wouldn't come up when we keep calling it out.
Yeah.
So that's what is that, Apple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when we was like that 150 area, we couldn't get
Yeah.
off of it.
Yeah.
Remember? We could not.
It
That,
just
that was
could
the
not
level.
move.
That was the level that was to determine the whole direction of the market. And then
Yep. Y'all remember that 150 level? It was like either if we're above 150, then that because we
Yep.
wanted to push above 150 because 150 was a very strong level in freaking Apple. And look back when I put the marker on 150. Let's take a look at it. This is around the time right before I stopped doing the show. We was around here.
Yeah.
It's crazy
That's
because I was
That's that. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead, Lando.
Not saying that's probably that Vision Pro headset. I don't know if you guys seen it, but that is revolutionary. It's like a augmented reality headset, computer
Oh,
all in
really?
one. Yeah, it came out last month.
Yeah, I heard
And
about it, but I
it's like
didn't.
it's like an Oculus on steroids, right?
Jeez.
You basically can use it like a regular computer. It has all the compute power of a regular computer, but you, unlike the VR, like you only see with the virtual reality, you can only see what's in the headset.
Oh, wow.
The reality, so you
Wow.
can
Have
still
you
see
tried
your
it?
surround.
Like,
You
have
can
you
still
used
see your surroundings. I've seen the beta. It isn't coming out for retail until early next year, but
Oh,
the
it's
beta is
still
on
not out?
market. Developers are already, preparing for it, but it's going to change the game. It was like when they first introduced the iPhone.
That's
Can
insane.
you imagine when that comes out? If it's a success, then Apple is going, oh.
Oh yeah, and I think it's running ahead of the success right now.
Well, it got me out because I was, that's why I didn't even bother with Spy, because I was in some Apple calls before, and I got out right quick yesterday.
In and out.
No, I actually had those contracts for, I think, a couple of weeks, and I forgot all about them. So they had gone underwater. Apple had pulled back. So, but yesterday, man, it went above and beyond. So I was out.
Nice.
Awesome, nice.
Yeah. But yep, this was the zone, guys. We were fighting. This was the zone we were fighting many mornings in Apple. That's why I said take me back to 150.
Yeah.
Take me back. All right, so let's get real. Let's get real now. All right. So let's look at the daily. This is a support. And because look, resistance, 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 and then breakout. And you can see here we were kind of like resisting this wall. See where we're at right now. Okay, so we're above the wall. So this is going to be our next level of support. And then the next level would be here at the 200 MA. Okay. And 190, this is the high. So this is going to be the ceiling right now. This is crazy, huh? We're going to put that as the resistance because you can see here it hit that high. Yeah, it broke through, but is it going to be able to keep going? So that's the thing. So if it does, remember we talked about it yesterday. We said that if we have to recalculate for Apple, we want to go up approximately $2. And I think that's what we did yesterday. We was like at 188 or something over here. And we said that with Apple, we just got to calculate up $2 closer to 190. And now we're at 189.9 because we're at new highs right now. And just based on that, 84, 85, 86, this is about 84 to 87. Well, let's bring it up just a little bit more to these areas right here and right here. That's what I'm looking at. And then literally on top of here. So this is 185.19, 187.08. So 180, 187, 88, 89. Let's bring it down here because I want to look at these here. This is pretty strong here. So, and it pretty much evens out. So this is where we are with Apple. So if we can hold above this level, which is now new support, which is the 189.14, we just got to calculate up $2, guys. 89, what, around 191?
Yeah.
Or one.
That's $2.
Yeah, it's just crazy up here. Let's actually put it up here. And let's take this one out.
That's what you had done yesterday.
Yeah, because the thing is, we're closer up, so it's better to have a new space going forward than it is to have, to have it down here because we're too far up. Now we know.
Because I think yesterday we were like 187 and you had done 189 and it made that $2 move. It did that exactly. It went to 189. So
Yeah, because we're just calculating up basically about $2 for the movements right now.
yeah.
Because, you know, we're at new highs. So we
And
just have to
it's-
use like previous calculations of where it's been consolidating at in order to try to create the new
Yeah.
ceiling. And that's really all we can do with Apple right
But
now.
it was so accurate though. So that was
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's only moving about it's about moving in these breakouts, it's only moving about $2 right now.
$2. Yes.
So, but yeah, but you can see here, we're very overbought with Apple. Let's see where we are with the smaller time frames. Yeah. We've been overbought here. It's like, that's why I call them the Energizer Bunny or the freaking.
I know, right? So you think we might do a
Look like
pullback today?
crazy. I don't know, because remember when these breakouts come, like that's
Yeah.
what I do know is that I wouldn't enter in Apple. I mean, if you want to get in, get out, but nothing too long because we're too high. Because you would pretty much be getting, like, if you look at it from like a higher perspective, you'll be getting in at the top. So you never
Right.
want to get in calls at the top. That's just ridiculous. So if you're gonna trade,
You know when Apple is going to reverse? As soon as I enter.
Yes,
did you enter that
exactly. Don't
$2
there.
reverse?
You
Yeah,
said that
as
like you
soon
had
as-
something there.
Oh yeah, as soon as I enter, I'll tell you guys, and that's the day it's going to reverse.
Oh my God.
But you know, realistically though, to get in Apple right now to any holding, they're too high. You'd be getting in at the
Yeah.
ceiling and you'd be trying to chase the trend, getting in at the top. It's not a good time right now. You need to
Yeah.
allow Apple to pull back. Now, if you're gonna day trade, you know, you could take your $1, because if it's only moving $2 right now, you know, get you a little dollar if it's enough
Yeah.
volume to keep going and just get out. But
Yep.
in terms of entering Apple, guys, you gotta wait for the pullback so you can get in
Yeah.
one at a very cheap price, and two, everything's not overbought. At least you can get in when we're a little lower down here.
Yeah.
That thing is going to run to $200 as long as I stay out
Yep,
of it.
I believe that.
You know, it's crazy. Let's go. I'm going to show you, and it could, because I keep saying this. Let me go back to Netflix because they have this pattern that I want to show you guys here. That let's go to the monthly. Okay, so let's look at this pattern here, right here. So here to here. So I want you to look at this. Let's erase all this crap. Okay, so this is how before, when I had this position, this is how I calculated, because remember when I entered over here, all of this was not here. All of
Right.
this is not here. This was new highs here. So this is here was the, okay, so it was around like 500. I just remember the price. So we're gonna go to right, yeah, about right here. All right, can somebody pull out a calculator?
What did you need?
Okay, so we got about this is about 8 or 9 months of consolidation, right?
Mhm.
We're gonna take the top of this wall, we're gonna take the bottom and the top. So what I want you to do is take 500 minus
said
545. Okay, so that's $45.
$45.
Remember that number. Remember $45. Okay.
Mhm.
So what's 545? Or no, what is this? 545 plus 45. What's that?
Oh, that's 590.
590.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be about, look at that shit. It touched it. It touched it. Look here. See that? It touched it, rejected it. That was the new target price.
Uh-huh.
That was the new target price, right?
Uh-huh.
But the reason why my target was higher was because of, you know, after it broke out, you had that next target, which was about 675.
Mm.
But you can see here, I mean, my target, I think it was like 575. But what
Mhm.
happened was it literally tripled, I guess. I don't know, because what's
Wow.
93 plus 45? That's here. That's like What's that? 540, 590 plus 45.
Oh, that's like 635.
It's gotta be higher. That doesn't sound.
635. So it went
595 plus 45 is 635.
635, yes.
All right, so then around here somewhere. So there's 6. Let's do it right here.
And you say
Either
what?
way, you can see that this was the breakout candle here.
Mm-hmm.
This was the breakout, and this would have been, you know, let's see, because let's erase this. Take it down here. This was your down here at the bottom. This is where it was consolidating. Remember, all of this wasn't here, okay? So try to pretend like it's not here. But you're waiting for the breakout. You get the breakout above. This is your target, but look how far they go. So even though we calculated the targets here, like from here to here, you were able to calculate the new highs from this consolidation, which was about $45. So then you're going to calculate it up for about $45, which is about your new resistance. But you can see Netflix went crazy. They went past this target, right? So the point I'm saying is you can't really anticipate it. You understand? Because it could, more than likely, a lot of stocks will just play out the pattern. Well, they'll break out and they only go to the area where this will be the resistance wall, because this is the pattern. This is the consolidation pattern with this amount, with this price amount. $45, $45 here, and then $45 for the breakout. So if you get it at the bottom, then you're close to like $100 move. If you catch the breakout going to the bottom, that's a good move. Okay, that's a pretty good move. But with Netflix, they just kept going and going, and you can see after they broke. I mean, literally, this breakout was fast, because you can see here, this is month. So this was the month of the breakout, and then they continued up. They closed above this resistance wall, and what did they do? They just fucking went just crazy again. They went crazy again. So that's what I'm saying. So that's why it's really, and you're talking about new highs. Remember, and at that point, Netflix was at new highs because we didn't see all that other stuff. Okay, all that other stuff happened after that breakout, right? So it's kind of hard to determine when the breakout is. The only thing that we can do at this point is we can calculate the previous consolidation, right? Which was around here. So we know, after we already did the calculation with Apple, 190 was target. Now, is it going to do what Netflix did and just keep going? Maybe. We don't know, right? It could go further. It could burst open. But on the side of caution, would you want to put a call there at 190? That was your wall where you calculated the previous consolidation, right?
No.
Exactly. So that's the principle that I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a trader, there's no point in risking that. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might get a luck of the draw like you did with Netflix, and it just keep going and going, but that doesn't always
But
happen.
that's not certain.
Exactly. So from 138 to 156, right? And then 156 to, I think, or no, this was this calculation. Sorry, guys. I think that's what we was calculating. I don't remember. Was it here?
Oh.
60. No, it was here. I was trying to look at the wall that we were calculating the next number with Apple. Yeah, it was 164, 138, because it was $30 up. So yeah, from 164 and then about $30 up, 64, 74, 84. So about 190. Yep. So from here to here, it's about a little over $30. And then from here up to 190 is about another $30. So this would be the breakout target. So for swing traders, people who are long right now, this is their target. Most of them are out in Apple right now. I guarantee you, the elite traders that took these positions on Apple for this breakout, they're out. This is their target price. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to trade Apple, little day trades, $1 here, you know, going in between these zones is much more safer. But at this point, it's not safe to be an Apple. Not for long, you know, unless you have shares, that's different, but you know, for people that's trading contracts. So just be careful. And like I said, it could run. Netflix did it.
Yep.
So you can't really anticipate the breakout. So it's kind of hard to tell. But does that make sense, Wandell? Like it's really hard to tell when it's going to actually pull back, especially when we're at new highs. But the only thing that we do know right now is that we are at the ceiling.
Yep, got it.
Yeah. So-
Deborah, oh,
No, go ahead.
no, I said, when you're done, can we watch FedEx for a little bit?
Yeah. What's the ticker?
FDX.
FDX.
Because I want in on the pullback. It just ran so much.
Yeah, I see. Let's get out of here because there's a lot going on. This was a nice little breakout.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, that's about your next level for the next resistance, which is about 255. Let's see where they're at right now. About 248, hit a high of 249.
Mm-hmm.
So they're coming up on this. All right, so this is your level you want to eye for your possible rejection. And you can even see here we're overbought on the 4 hour. We still got strength here. This is a bullish flag, just broke out. They're continuing to go. But this was the resistance wall that I just pulled on the weekly. And you can't even go to the daily to find the new resistance because there's not enough price action. Yeah, there's no price action above this wall. So that's why I had to go to your higher time frames. But if you take it back to the higher time frames, then you can see there was plenty of movement. Here, let's go back a couple of years back. You can see where it was support. It was a breakout, right? Broke out above. It held it as support here around this. This was the breakout area. When we fell below, we started consolidating. It became resistance. It was resistance for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. And then it broke above the level. It held support for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks before it kept going again. So you can see how significant this level is. It was support here, resistance here, support again. Stayed above the level, then it broke and fell through. Once it fell through, it tried to burst through the wall again. Rejection, rejection, tried to burst through it again, rejection. Now remember, this is resistance. Fell through and it hasn't been above it since. Has not been above it. It hasn't even got close to it. This is the first time it's been close back to it from here. But even in this area, it was a very strong level. So this is the area likely that it's heading back up to. Okay.
So
That's 255.
55.
Yeah, about 255.
Yeah, that's what I had.
All right. So we're heading up there now. Now we want to look, huh?
No, I'm saying, but that's a strong resistance though, 255.
That's a strong resistance because that's your resistance on the daily, and that resistance is strong because that was I don't even know how far that back, maybe a year or two, because we haven't even been to that area in a while. You can even see here on the daily, we can't even track it right now. You can't track it, and this is about a year's worth of information, so it had to be, about a year and a half. Couple years since it's been over here. So yeah, that's a pretty strong area. All right. So 255 would be your area. Now let's take a look at your time frames. Once we get here, we'll be overbought here. Let's get the 4 hour. Once we make it here, we're going to be totally exhausted. We're already at 90 here. So 1 hour, we've been overbought for some time.
Yeah.
So so that's about, and we still got strength here in the daily. You can see here it's hitting new highs. So once it gets here, bam. I mean, if it even makes its way up here, but I don't see any other, like, if there's no, like, I mean, here, the last time it did get here, you see how the rejection happened here.
Yeah.
If it doesn't reject right here, because this was the last time it rejected. Reject, reject, even reject, 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 reject. That's 3 times
Yeah.
rejected. So it's possible that it could reject here, but I
Go
think that
through.
this area is stronger because look at all this movement here, here,
Mhm.
and then look at all this movement here. So this is definitely a stronger area, in my opinion.
Mm.
And with this breakout move, this is a breakout move. Like, look at this. This is the flag. This is the pole. We're
Yeah.
above the 200 MA. We got the flag, and this is the breakout. So this is an actual nice ass pattern that was formed. So the way that this candle looks, it does appear that it would take it all the way back to the top here. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. But yeah, so let's look at them on the monthly. Let's see. Well, I know it was a breakout on the weekly. Damn, this is a beautiful ass W, man. And look, you can even see here, this is crazy. Okay, so this is the resistance wall right here, right? Look at this. Now we're in the monthly, so now we got so much more that we can see. But can anybody tell me what the hell, like the first pattern that sticks out? Like just with the candles, can you guys see it as soon as I like clicked on the monthly?
I'm sorry, you said what? I was trying
What pattern sticks out to you as soon as you click here?
to. Oh my God, it's like many patterns in one though. If I have to be honest. 'Cause-
Here, low,
Yeah, exactly.
came up,
And I know you.
higher low,
Yeah, like the double bottom, but
yeah. And then this is your resistance until it breaks out. So consolidating from here to here is probably going to be your move. And then it's going to create this pattern.
and then go back past it.
Yeah. This is a possible prediction. Is
What's the
long as
name
we
of-
go-
What's the name of that pattern? Because it wants to look like a W, but it's, I mean, the right,
it's a
the
double
right-
bottom.
It's a double bottom. It's just that
they're not equal.
it kind
Not
of
equal.
almost could look like a head and shoulders if that came back down.
That's it. That would be your breakout target. If it does. So we're talking about possible patterns playing out. So you're looking at the double bottom pattern here, because remember a double bottom has a low here and
Yeah,
it's
I
higher
know
low.
a
And
higher
you can
low. Yeah.
see, yep, that it's sitting here on the 200 MA. You can even kind of see it here, and then you got all this money flow. So now we just broke out. We have this flag. So we just created this pole. We're breaking out to the next resistance. So it would make sense for it to reject here, come back to your next level of about 234, because that would be tested as new support. Because what was it prior? Resistance, 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 breakout to the 255, come back. Remember, once stocks break out, the retest is always going to be the case, right?
Mhm.
So coming back now, retesting this 234-ish area as new support. So now it's the floor. It makes sense. Once we get back to the floor, then we can look at taking position again back to the top of the ceiling and then consolidation until we get the next breakout. Now, why do we think it's going to go in the breakout up? Because of the patterns, right? It's the patterns that are showing us that this would be the potential breakup going forward. But this is prediction. As an analyst, we predict the patterns. We predict what is most likely to happen based on where we are. So this here at the 255 area would be your possible rejection. You could take a put here, right?
Yeah.
This is the wall that rejects. You can even take it, go out a month or so, get you a nice little contract, and take it back down to the bottom, right? Up here to the bottom, maybe a couple months. You want to always buy time. Let me not say a month. Now, okay? You never want to try to make your time tight, right? So if
Yeah.
you're here and you're trying to make it to the 234, you want to go out a couple months, but you don't have to take it all the way down there. But that's a pretty-
Unless you're scalping.
right. Exactly. Well, this would be more, this would be more of a, you want to probably hold, because it typically takes about a month for the candle, to form. You see how this candle formed
Yeah.
here, all the way up here. It took 2 months for this red candle. You opened up here, right, high, and then you took it down. But then the next month opened up here, it took it even further down. So this took 2 months to go from here to here. This took a month from here to here. This one, it only took 1 month to go all the way down, and you see that big move. But the thing is, just based on principle, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to take a target from here to here, you want to go out a couple months and have enough time to make sure that it can take, you have enough time to play out from here to here. But that's what makes sense with FDX with me, because we're coming up on this resistance. We're completely overbought on these lower time frames. So rejecting here is very, very likely, because now you're gonna create a flag, because you already created the pole. So now it's time to create the flag. And the flag, we know there could be consolidation anywhere between what? It could be anywhere from like 6 to 11 months is average on what we see. And that's what happened with SPY. SPY consolidated for 11 months before it broke out of that pattern. That was a lot for us. I mean, if you're in this shit for 11 months, viewing that every day, like, yeah, you're going to get, it doesn't seem, we know that the patterns play out on an average of 8 to 11 months, sometimes more, just depending. But when you're on the monthly chart and you're doing that, and every single month you're rejecting, it can be frustrating, right? It's easier if you're looking at it on a daily chart, because that's what, 8 to 12 days. So it's like, okay, at some point we're going to break, but now you're trading on a monthly. It's like, shit, every single month you're feeling it, right? But it's all the same principle, So whether you're on the monthly, the hourly, the daily, doesn't matter. It's just depending on which time frame you're analyzing, that's what you're going to be dealing with. So here, like I said, from here to here, this is generally like maybe a month to 2 month move going from here to here. But this is what makes sense to me. This creating this flag so that we can break out, because in order to keep running, we have to consolidate. We have to be in stagnant energy for some time so that we can create patterns, which would be the flag, create this flag here so that we can break above. So good eye, Ruthann, because it's coming up on this 255. So that's something you definitely want to keep an eye for, especially as a day trader, to see if it rejects. Because if it rejects, then you could get a pretty nice move there. Yeah, because it rejected right here, right? It rejected right here. It was trying to hold it here, but this was a flag. It broke through the flag and came down. But this was the time it rejected. We just came back up. So more than likely, it'll probably reject to come down. Let's look at the weekly and see how much white noise is in there. Coming up here. Yep, rejection, 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 down.
A lot of rejection.
Previous rejections. So this would make sense. That would make sense. Yeah, that's a good. I might put this on my watch list.
You hear that, Londell?
Huh?
I was asking Londell if he heard.
What?
So repeat that. What was that?
And I said, at least I was like, so you could benefit from the play, so you could look at it.
Oh yeah, that's why I like when you guys call out stocks, because like I'm looking at it now, like, oh shit, okay, it looks good. You know what I mean? Because once you get up to that 255, you get to that rejection area. It could be a nice nice little move down. And the bears, they go in like they're heavy, like they
before I used to be so heavy in some of the stocks and options, and I don't know, for the last year or so I've been just focusing on ETFs. So I need to venture back out there like you, Ruth.
Yeah, right. But I'm still cautious with like a few stocks, like that's kind of a little more predictable.
Yeah, probably more
and higher ATRs. I like the high ATRs.
Yeah, Ruthann is her personality is very let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Fast moving.
In a month, no.
Yep. And that's okay because, and that's the thing about being a trader, guys, we have to cater to our personalities. You know, we all don't have the same personalities. Like for me, when I first started trading, I had so many different mentors, a lot of different mentors. But the one mentor that really taught me a lot, I trade a lot like him, like not trade like I see like he sees, right? Because he's a very nice analyst and he's a swing trader. So like the way he had his charts were always completely naked, and the way he broke things down and he analyzed, I gravitated towards that, towards his way. Because I had a lot of other mentors who were like scalpers, really nice scalpers, but their charts were flooded with stuff and I couldn't resonate with it, right? Because it didn't fit my personality. So in this world, you have to trade based on who you are, like your personality. And if you can own that, you can make money. It doesn't matter as a scalper, as a swing trader, as a elite trader, whatever. You know what I mean? However you want to do it. So yeah. But I don't like puts too, because puts are very risky, especially when you're
Yes, they
longer. But this just looks a little juicy.
Mhm.
It's 255 coming up on this 255 here, baby. Oh. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you guys this morning. Only thing we can do at this point is just kind of follow price, right? And you can see how damn, oh, this was so easy. Okay. I was about to say for a second, did something just happen when we just took our eyes off of it for a moment? But only thing we can do is follow this price, guys. And we know if we fall back below 435, then we got to go down to our next level. But we broke above this yesterday, but you know how SPY is too. SPY is stagnant. So you might break above it, but you know what I mean? Like they're not fully breaking. So these are the only things you want to do is pay attention to your zones. And you can see here, it's already starting to reject a little bit pre-market right here in this area. But you know, this is the ceiling. If we can, but that's what happens is the tug of war, push or pull. But once it breaks through above it, you know, you have an official breakout, you want to go to the next level. And then this level would have to break out before it'll take off, but most likely it'll come back down. So you could trade in between these zones here. But overall, as long as we hold this 431, then we reversed and we're holding this flag on the daily, breakout on the monthly. So we're fucking strong. I mean, we're strong. I'm trying to like stop with my cursing, guys. Y'all call it out if you hear me curse. But overall, like we're strong here. You know what I mean? Because we're breaking out. So, but yeah, that's what I got for you guys this morning. Has any of you guys let? You can even see the freaking rejection here. Anybody have any questions?
Nope, I gotta go. My training is about to start. So
All right, well, you guys have a good morning and I'll see you tomorrow.
okay, Desiree. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye, Londell.
Take care. Take care.
Bye,
Thank you. Enjoy. Take care.